next election will have a Democratic governor by the name of Buono. Put your hands together and greet the next governor of New Jersey, Senator Buono.
I want to thank my family, my friends, colleagues, and all of you. I know many of you traveled far to get here today, and I want to thank you all for joining our team this big day, the first day of a campaign that you all built. It's a campaign that will fight against broken promises and empty rhetoric coming from the governor's mansion, a campaign that will reprioritize our middle class and focus on job creation. In short, a campaign that is going to fight each and every day for all of you. Today, we all begin our climb together to put everyday New Jersey families back in charge of this state that we all love. We're here today to put an end to the philosophy, as tired as it's disproven, the notion that our economic problems can only be solved if we ask the middle class and the working poor to sacrifice more so that the wealthy can become even richer. After more than 3 years of this governor's failed economic policies, millions of New Jersey families are suffering, struggling under an unemployment rate that hovers near 10%, higher than it was even a year ago, and 2 points higher than the national. Education opportunity is sliding with so many of our public schools falling short, tuition costs spiraling out of control. And while the governor continues to pray at the altar of his Republican Party's bedrock principle of tax cuts for millionaires, everyday homeowners in our state have seen their property taxes soar. From Cape May to High Point, everyday New Jerseyans are wondering the same thing. For all of this governor's YouTube moments and choreographed town halls, for all his national press appearances and magazine covers, what has he actually done to help my family lift itself up from the economic morass? Back to Hurricane Sandy as the primary, if not the solitary, reason for you to give him 4 more years. Before his State of the State speech, this governor pledged to focus almost exclusively on the storm and its aftermath, because in his own words, once Sandy came, I can't imagine there's anything else that's relevant as governor to talk about. He went on to say that the storm erased the blackboard, that all the problems New Jerseyans faced prior to Sandy receded in importance to the storm recovery. While no one will disagree that we need a strong bipartisan effort to recover and rebuild from the devastation left in Sandy's wake, that is not enough. A governor in this state not only has the responsibility to help families and businesses whose lives were turned upside down by the storm, but also those whose lives were in turmoil before the winds ever gusted or the ocean rose beyond our shore. Look no further than right across the river to see what a leader does in the aftermath of a crisis. Governors Cuomo and Governor Christie both dealt with the impact of Sandy, but Governor Cuomo has been ready, willing, and able to confront other issues important to the people of New York State. Minimum wage, gender equality, gun control, all pressing issues, not just in New York. Lead, and real leadership means hearing the voices of the other New Jersey. The hardworking men and women who've been unemployed or underemployed for years and who've got nothing but sound bites and empty promises from a governor who seems more intent on courting his party's right-wing base than tending to the needs of the middle class and the working poor. The students who face overcrowded classrooms, sky-high college costs, but are told that the teaching and learning in the classrooms are not as important as the political advantage that demonizing their teachers can provide. The homeowners and small businesses crushed by high property taxes, who are expected by this governor to fill the budget holes created by income tax cuts that would subsidize the wealthiest 1%. Women denied life-saving preventive health services that Planned Parenthood provides and left insecure of the rights that Roe v. Wade provides. And those denied the ability to marry the person they love simply because their soulmate shares their gender. These are the people of New Jersey that this governor has forgotten, ignored, shut out, all too often targeting them for political gain, all to advance Chris Christie's bedrock principles. Well, I'm here today to usher in a new era of truth for New Jersey, to announce that we don't have to replay the last 3 years of failed fiscal policies and unwillingness to listen to the will of the people for another 4 years. That's why I'm here announcing my candidacy for governor of the state of New Jersey. For real change is fueled by a recognition that the only way to bring new values to Trenton is to build a grassroots organization that depends upon New Jersey's forgotten families, neglected neighborhoods, and reconnects with the values that make our state great. County by county, town by town, street by street, and block by block, we will take back our state in November. I'm passionate about this campaign. And you know why that is? It's because the issues that face our state aren't academic to me, they're personal. And like so many others in this state, I'm the child of an immigrant who came here in search of a better life. I was born in Newark and raised in Nutley. My father was an immigrant from Italy, a butcher who worked long hours to support his family and gave his kids the chance for a better life. My mother was a substitute teacher who worked to help make ends meet. When my dad passed away, I was still a teenager, but the lessons and the values he taught me have formed the core of my beliefs for my entire life. The idea that hard work should be rewarded, that educational opportunity can transform young lives. Treating others with respect isn't a gift to be granted, but a responsibility to be met. You see, I was empowered by these beliefs, especially when faced with life's challenges. In my young adulthood, I lost what little I had in a fire and suddenly found myself without a job and without a place to live. And I made the last call I ever expected to make. And it was a call to the welfare office. I was scared, but I got lucky. I never kept that appointment because my grandmother and my aunt took me in to live with them back in Newark. I worked my way through Montclair State and Rutgers Law School and went on to serve as a judicial law clerk and a public defender, putting the law to work for those who could least afford it. Private law practice and won a seat on the Metuchen Council, where I served as police commissioner. As police commissioner, I worked to make our streets safer with community policing and actively recruited more women and minorities to the force to better reflect the people. In 1994, I launched my first uphill challenge and was won election to the state assembly. Once in Trenton, I dedicated myself to working in middle-class families, giving voice to those who couldn't hire a high-priced lobbyist, giving voice to the voiceless. I was elected to the state Senate, eventually becoming New Jersey's first woman Senate Majority Leader. So much pride in breaking, but not so much for myself, but for my daughters, and for every child who stares at institutional obstacles and questions the possibilities of their own lives. As chair of the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee, I worked with my colleagues to craft a budget in the middle of the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Made $4.5 billion in spending cuts while protecting education and health care, proving that fiscal responsibility doesn't require leaders to check their principles at the door. afraid to stand up for what's right, even at my own peril. 5 years ago, I saw that our state pension system was at risk of collapsing under the weight of its own debt. So I spearheaded efforts to rein in those costs and proposed common sense reforms to protect taxpayers from massive hikes and to help ensure that our hardworking public employees, teachers, police, and firefighters had the retirement security they had worked so hard to earn. I stood up and fought to root out corruption that's driven up taxes and down public trust in the elected officials who are supposed to work for the people. And I fought to create a fiscal watchdog that took aim at waste, fraud, and abuse that have been shrugged off as business as usual for far, far too long. And in every battle fought, I learned a powerful lesson. And that is that leadership means taking on the tough challenges, even when it's not politically popular. I have never forgotten the opportunities that New Jersey gave me and countless others who share my story. If I didn't have the chance to get the education I needed and to land a good-paying job at a living wage, I know that someone else would be standing here today talking to all of you. You see, I believe in New Jersey, in the state that gave me so much, because the people of New Jersey believed in the kid of an Italian immigrant, the young girl who had big dreams and a commitment to hard work. That's the New Jersey way. You see, I didn't expect anything from anyone because I knew what I made of my life was my decision. And that if I worked hard, nothing could get in my way. And New Jersey has never let me down. Those opportunities that I had, I never lost sight of what they mean to every child in this state. The power that they hold for anyone who wants to work towards something better. And I know what it means to be a voice for those who are just looking for a little recognition of the challenges that their own family faces. A respect and an understanding of their life from the people they put into office to represent them. And I know this, as a working mom, faced with the same day-to-day responsibilities each and every one of you have. Balancing the family budget, attending parent-teacher conferences, signing report cards, and taking the kids to the family doctor while working full-time to ensure New Jersey is a better place for our children. You certainly have that respect from me. This path to leading our state, it won't be easy. But in public life, you take on tough fights, not just to have your own voice heard, but to ensure that the voices of those you represent register with those who make the decisions, who pull the levers of power. To do that, we must change business as usual, remake politics as usual, never mistaking name-calling for consensus building. Never, ever confusing shouting and showmanship for strength and solutions. Because it's the quiet strength of everyday heroes that have made our state stand tall. Those who don't ask much from government. Those who just want the same chance as everyone else to pursue their dreams. And that's why I fought for a living wage for working men and women across our state, passed a new law to ensure that small businesses get the same tax benefits as big corporations. As your governor, I will work to lift our economy and to provide opportunity for every child of New Jersey, giving every family the chance to send their kids to college so they can compete in the global economy. Businesses, large and small, employ a workforce that is second to none. They're a product of our communities, and they contribute to what makes our state hum. It's not just good for our state economy, it's a reflection of our shared values, and I will, as your governor, diversify our economy so that we're not just rewarding investors and money managers, but innovators and entrepreneurs. As your governor, I will partner our private sector with our colleges and universities, growing the skilled workforce of tomorrow. That's why I sponsored legislation this governor was wrong to veto, which would foster the bond between colleges and emerging markets to help students find good-paying jobs right here in New Jersey. It is that workforce that built the state we have, and it is those working men and women who will rebuild our economy hit hard by the Great Recession. As your governor, I will put New Jerseyans back to work, repairing our crumbling roads and bridges, offering job training to those who are unemployed or underemployed, in danger of seeing their skills fall short of what the new economy demands. We need to invest in clean energy technologies to build an economy that will grow stronger for decades to come. And as your governor, I will do what the current governor has been unwilling to do, to take on the gun lobbyists who are standing in the way of protecting our children. Today, families in New Jersey are feeling anxious and vulnerable. They're worried about their ability to provide for their families, to save enough to send their kids to college, and to stay healthy enough until they can afford to retire. They deserve leaders who recognize that the problems we face are neither Republican nor Democrat, and that our most pressing challenges are right here in New Jersey and not out on the campaign trail in Iowa or New Hampshire. Came to the table without rancor, but with an honest approach to the magnitude of the challenges we face today. It is time for us all to take ownership of our future and to hold our leaders accountable. The people that elect us deserve no less, and our children and grandchildren who will inherit the state deserve no less. It's time for leadership that puts New Jersey first, that sees our state as more than just a stepping stone, that believes every child in every neighborhood deserves a state where they have the opportunity to defy expectations. That's the kind of governor I will be, a governor for all of New Jersey. That's the state New Jersey will become. You know, some say that the odds of betting this governor are insurmountable. Well, I say I've heard that my entire life, and look where we are today, right now. We will take back our state, and we will show what happens when the people rise together and fight for our future, and we will win. Thank you all.
Foundation. Oh, really?